Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have SKARNER champion getting a rework eventually in 2026. Most likely when we have the next Ord skin, which hopefully won't be tragically terrible. But the champion is good. He's hidden OP. I talked about this in the main channel saying, hey guys, you can play this. There are cool builds you can actually go with. Black Cleaver Jack Show. You've got your Trinity Force Gaming as well. He is a hybrid damage dealing, fast farming, lockdown CC, point and click, ultimate taking, ADC shredding champion. And he does a lot of cool things like, hey, Alawa, you're beating up on my Scion who leashed for me. Let me go topside and kill you for it. Now, remember, the first proc of that Q is physical max HP damage. And then the second proc, the juiced proc, is magic HP damage, max HP damage. So the hybrid damage really strong, but most people think of him as like a, hey, let me full clear down. Okay, let me full clear down again and get ult fast from 10 CS per minute and then just point and click later on. No, we can also level 2 gank. I mean, look, you're not really going to be level 2 ganking actually, right? Because you want that W, the E's the thing you're going to need. The Rayleigh flashes away from the Evelyn, extinguishes the charm, the Credit Arena gets the dagger, gets a free reset, gets the ignite, very good champion, highly skillful. Yes, of course. Now, as I said, the guy is not going to be level 2 ganking strategically. But you can definitely red side quadrant into a gank to float to the top side. You don't have skirmish ability. You don't have any sort of oppressive thing in your kit, which is going to be like, hey, you're Graves. You're going to run over the enemy jungle. But his map control with the Q-Max in terms of farming is really good and always has been good. There was this guy in Season 9, I remember, before AFK farming was a thing. We had 2-minute 30 spawn timers, and he would just literally clear, chill in the bush, clear, chill in the bush, clear, chill in the bush. And that was what he did. He didn't even gank. He just wanted to absorb the experience until the next Grump spawned. Now, for this game, we of course react to this information, which is great. We compromise our clear. We know Evelyn is starting up here and sequencing down. She shows up here, 12 CS, gets the gank off, which means we know she's going to go into a blue side. He now, because of his level 2 rotation, is behind that kind of tempo. So it's good for him that she did this, but he doesn't have time to full clear. So what he does is say, hey, look, listen, my bot has prior here against the Thresh Xayah. I know the Evelyn could rotate down and gank this. Therefore, because Scuttle Crab is available, I'm going to go for that. I will take my attack speed generating AoE Zone of Dominion, rest in peace Dominion game mode, Legacy, whatever the hell that is, that'll probably be going in the rework. And now Evelyn shows up, presses the charm, our bottom lane zones. I'm like, thank you so much, Mr. Jungler, for giving us this protection. Now, the problem with Thresh is once he does hit, there you go, he's a very good lane gank for champions, but the Evelyn's just shadowing the SKARNER at this point, and they do enough damage to the Thresh. Obviously, that was already used, so basically he's not going to have this ability for the Lantern in, but his Flay and Hook were used, so he can do nothing else here. Which is great for us, because now we've chunked him, we have this position, Evelyn cannot sit here. I mean, she could, very easily. She could just sit here, walk around, not be detected. This is important for vision tracking. Like, you can easily hug this and repeat gank this once a Thresh hits Lantern as well, because now he can definitely go in and do something about it. The SKARNER can't being chill and wait, because the Evelyn has the full clear done, he doesn't, right? So he's basically saying, look, I'm calling the bluff, she most likely should go back to base. However, if she does show up here, as the Thresh is kind of probably baiting, there we go, there it is, as expected, I can rotate and react to this. The Evelyn Charm goes through, but the Thresh does die. The Pike also dies, and now the SKARNER, before finishing his Krugs, says, hello, let me show up here. Flashes to get that E slow, we want to get that auto attack to get that stun, and now of course we can get our juice here with our W, and sorry, our Q. Our W is just really the movement speed that we already previously used. This is crucial because, as you can see there, right, attacks reduce it by 0.25, which is why Trinity Force has always been a classical thing. Attack speed is nice. But most importantly, he didn't sit here and finish all the babies. He was looking, he anticipated, he knew, and then he said, I'll rotate. Because of the fact that he has that W movement speed boost, he can actually rotate to those things, not, you know, like a Hecarim or amazingly, but at least in a serviceable fashion. I think everything he does is serviceable. However, if you can make these reads, stay ahead of that enemy jungler. They're playing things like Evelyn. Well, later in the game, you have the counter button. Impale, or the Stinger, as it probably should be called. I'm really curious about how they're going to do the rework, because clearly this champion can have a super high win rate, but hey, I'll take that. But no one plays him, you know? No one plays him, even if he's super popular. He's like he's a Talia kind of champion, right? Right have openly said, if Talia was like 60% win rate, no one would play her anyway. They just don't want to play the champion. Thematically, kit-wise, it's just not something that's what people want to play. Evelyn now decides to go for her Krugs first before she goes for the Scuttle Crab, because she wants to go for this obviously 1 HP dive. The Skarner does his Gromp before he goes to the Scuttle Crab, and because of this, you know, we lose a little bit. Hey, we got the slow here, we get the stun. The Evelyn doesn't recognize the Skarner, and there you go, you're seeing that, right? You're seeing this. This is huge. This is absolutely huge right there. You hit this, you get the order, you get the stun, boom, now it's a very free R, and because you have the W to catch up once you've hit it and you've slowed them, it's so much guaranteed single target CC, even though there's like a, you know, when you hit it through many targets, you get multiple people slowed. It's still the fact that someone will 100% die if you can hit all of your CC. In the meantime, Pyke is doing what all support should be doing, which is deep visioning the Evelyn camps, of course. And now we move on down here. The Thresh shows up again crashing. We can go back to our Wolves. What's interesting about this is a Smurf account for a Master Yi player. So you would be thinking, hey, this guy's going to be using this champion for the AFK farm kind of scale component, but he's been quite active and still has good control of the camps, but the Evelyn's still 2-1-1, we're 2-0-1. We have played better. The Evelyn has gotten some cleanup, but I don't think it's necessarily, you know, any kind of like super special thing. Now, we're going to go ahead here and do our Raptor camp. Evelyn's going to be on her Wolf camp over here. Pyke will see this and maybe go and do some interference, but the problem is mid-prio AFK, Katarina, plus Thresh and Xayah coming from base, which means you don't necessarily want to be caught out here too much. The collapse can be quite strong, and Skarner's basically saying, look guys, I'm playing for 6. After Krugs, I'll have it. Top lane is just straight up winning. Well, I mean, is he? Never mind. Top lane is at least being not inting because of our impact. And that's a crucial thing, right? In low elo, you're like, oh, my top laner is trolling. He's inting 0.25. Yeah, but did you help him? Like in this case, yeah, sure, he's died a few times. It's not going that well, but we have ganked that lane twice. And it helps. Evelyn is now level 6. Watch this. We hit the E, we get the slow, we get the auto there. Obviously now, oh sorry, Q, excuse me. We get that flash burns already from her because she knows if that hits and he Rs, she's doomed. So she Rs to become unstoppable and get the hell out. Now Pyke shows up, she shows up again with the control ward. Get the hook, we'll get that one. Drag through happens. We're going to try and save our ult if possible, but we don't really need it. We can just keep auto-attacking. We'll have our Q resets as it comes up. As soon as your E is up again, of course, that cooldown also gets reduced 30% slow on that one. And now we can save our ultimate for maybe getting the Xayah before her ult comes up. We'll be close now. We want to be careful, though, because Katarina's MIA, and obviously the Thresh will be up, so we decide, okay, you know what? Let's play it a little bit safe and just go and do the Scuttle Crab. I think that's a smart decision in this particular regard. And we're looking at what here, 2.31 seconds already base, and then of course cooldowns bring that up quickly. So that's like a lot of max HP damage you have in your kit and hybrid damage. Katarina shows up on the bottom lane here. See, this is where you want it. We hit the E, we get the stun, we get the R, she flashes out, it's too late, Kai'Sa hits W, free kill, now we can go to the dragon. Because of the Q reset mechanic, we can really rinse camps and monsters, but this was the crucial thing, right? Ensuring we get that stun into the R, guaranteed lockdown for Katarina, for Assassins. We hit the E onto the Xayah, that sticks, which means we can of course stun her when she lands. Again, great for these kinds of champions. So you're looking at the meta, you're looking at the champions you're going to be facing, and you're like, huh, Skarner could be kind of useful. Can you tolerate playing him though? As your Captain Flowers, maybe not. On this channel, I don't make a lot of content on him because literally, I can write 75% win rate build, S plus hidden OP champion, counters the meta, free LP 1000 in 1 week. People would just not play it or watch the video. And that's why I'm very concerned about this rework just not happening in a great way because, you know, Rider taking their sweet time with it, obviously way too long, but it's very difficult to make a champion and remove that preconception of boredom. And look, it's got some cool things in the kit. We're seeing this, right? Oh, this is kind of strong. You're looking at this going, okay. But no one's going to walk away from this video and think, I found my new main. Let's go. I mean, it's just not going to happen. So that's going to be really interesting. I hope they can do something really original. Keep the essence of the kit, though, because, again, it's reasonably dynamic. There's some cool things in it. But it's not fun. It's not engaging. So that'll be interesting to see. But for now, it looks like we're stuck with this for a while. Hence, I'm making this. When you see Katarinas, when you see Evelyn's, when you see Rengar's, obviously W is a thing, but when you see these assassin champions, these mobile champions, Skarner always becomes something super strong. Because most champions in this particular case, like Warwick, could fear the Katarina or the Katarina. That's something we can do. However, the fact that he can do that to Katarina and immediately hit an E onto Xayah afterwards and then instantly lock her down guaranteed, It's a huge and powerful spell because it's not that difficult to do, right? Here we go. The metric for all these kinds of junglers is, hey, can we hit our R? Yes, we hit our E, we hit our R, we get the slow. Now we're going to hit the Q, we're going to get that stun on the Thresh. We're going to keep attacking as much as we can. We have the full stack of Conqueror. We hit the E, 30% slow onto the Katarina, which means she can't gap close. And then we run away, and of course we still have our shield active as well. Champions that can 2v1 in those scenarios are always going to be more valuable than solo queue. Kai'Sa rotates, gets a free cleanup kill. Skarner says, hey, I'm just doing my business. Everyone's like, haha, I will get you now. She shows up here, control will place, we hit the E. So she goes in now, she knows she's getting stunned, so she has to wait for the debuff. And of course, excuse me, I said 30% still on the E, didn't I? That goes 30 to 50, so 35 now or something. As you scale that ability up. We're going Q max into E max, nice hook against the wall. Great champion is Pyke, Alawi does hentai things. We say, right, shadow, 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 shadow. Cool beans, I'm a fullback, do my grub. Watch this, observe this, study this. Remember your camp clearing, quadrant clearing, and all of that stuff is really important for Skarner. This Evelyn leaves a lot to be desired in my brain. I'm not gonna lie. Now, our blue is spawning. Evelyn will get regen from her passive, obviously. So we have to be careful about her showing up. We scan just in case she is showing up. Kai'Sa is walking through vision now, so she is seen as well. Alawi's in a bit of a precarious situation. We have here 10 seconds on our ultimate. Doesn't really matter. We'll just get the East done. Nicely done. Easy, right? That's the thing. Do you want to climb? Because a lot of you, I feel like, would have a lot of success with this champion. You know, but you wouldn't as much enjoy it as playing what you're currently playing. But maybe, if you truly want, like, no, not maybe. When you truly want to climb, you compromise. You know, that gets 100% of your goal, you compromise the champion's fun capacity. I've never done that, right? I've always ensured that I want to climb, but I want to climb while enjoying my champion. That's a compromise I'm willing to accept. But if you're like, hey, I need to climb as fast as possible, I mean, I wouldn't play my champion, right? We have our ult available as well. We're gonna have to leave that behind, unfortunately. That does suck a little bit. I wonder if we could have just still snuck it out and then R to kind of move away, use the W. I mean, yeah, I think we still should have probably secured that for the plates, but it is what it is. Everyone is down here against the Aurelia. This game's quite scrappy in that this is very much a solo game. Well, it's not AP Aurelia, at least I suppose. So as Aurelia and Sion will fist there, Zaya is splitting in the top lane for some more plates, and alright. Nice solo queue game. We have the Black Cleaver into the Jack Show build, as I mentioned. We have the health carving, the armor carving, the shredding. We have the haste, the stickiness, HP, the AD. Hugely stacked itemization that works very well on Skarner as well. Helps amplify the physical damage in his kit. And again, make him sticky because we don't have Chem Tank Rush metas anymore. We do miss that E when Katarina goes back into the Lantern. Excuse me. We do have the Smite, which we can use into the Sion E. Misses the Pyke hook, we suppress and pull out the Thresh and Savannah will just kill you instead. Katarina a little bit lucky, Evelyn shows here on the ward after taking her Raptors, hence why you place wards in that particular area. Evelyn's like, wait, am I seen? Uh-oh, hook will hit, hook will hit. Hook doesn't hit the drag will, oh, the flash drag, there we go, we get the chain stun into the ult, obviously again repositioning. She has not used her ult at all because she has to keep using it to escape and become unstoppable because of the sheer amount of CC you bring in conjunction with your team. And it's easy. Just slow people, attack them, stun them, suppress them, and drag them. Now, as I said, no Chem Tank in this meta. You know, it's kind of like it's not even in the game anymore, right? So we don't have that accessibility. Could you still build it? Yes. Probably one of the only champions that got decent success on it. Like, you can definitely still build it on this champion, especially against a high MR comp. Like, in this particular case, we have a bit of, you know, 50-50 split. You could justify it in this case, but it's just like, why, when you can have the stickiness, the damage from the Black Cleaver, plus the drain and the tankiness from the Jack Shell that gives you those added resistances as well. Again, into the stun. The chase down into stuns is so unbelievably potent. Now, I have seen certain technologies where you kind of go hex slash and things like this, but I think what you have in this game is absolutely fine. We can just go for the celerity and the water walking. There are some Transcendence players out there that I've seen, but largely this is just keep it simple, stupid, right? Just make sure you have the movement speed component, capacity, force of nature, dead man's chest after your Jack Show, and just be able to get into backlines and onto targets. Now, Evelyn is a quick one, Katarina is a quick one, and you are a quick one too. So run away safely. Kai'Sa's like, but I need the red buff. Will she snack it? Yes, she will. The rocket belt slow from the Evelyn. This is not good Evelyn gameplay. I would watch the Evelyn gameplay on this channel or the coaching channel if you're this Evelyn to learn and get better, because it's a rough game for sure, but There are definitely a lot of things we could have done, but we're focused on our favorite extinct Scorpion, thanks to that Seraphine champion. Disgusting. Now, we finished up our red star quadrant here. In the pocket, we have 1700, so we're like, I have this and this and this, and I have 2 more for my Gus Walker to become even faster. Again, that's why we rushed that. Super good on Assassins. Super good on Volibears and Skarners, where we just don't have accessibility in our kit. Allows us to move and flow with beauty and ease. This turret has not been taken yet, so we'll just do a straight up full sequence at this point. Float it to this, and hopefully our Kai'Sa doesn't take it. If you are in low elo, make sure you smite the sucker away. It's very important that you get this. It's basically a Krog camp. I think he will be juiced. Yeah, he's nice. Don't smite it and tilt them, but, you know, ping them off at the very least. Hello, Thresh. We'll dodge that very, very easily. Of course, the Gus Walker plus a W means we do have a lot of movement speed, plus the celerity, plus the water walking. We're like, what are we at there? 650. So, perfect. You don't need the chem tank in this kind of concept here. We have the Aurelia once more getting chubbed. Can we kill the Alawi with the E? Yes, we can. We'll take that. Kai'Sa shoves this up. Pikes in base. Scion's down here. Okay, whatever. Now we're going to go back to base. We'll get some vision on this when we snack that, so we know we're safe. There we go. Evelyn cuts across to the Kai'Sa, but we say, right, now it's time for Jack Show Gaming. And after this, who's fed? Who am I fighting? This point doesn't really matter, but I think cloth armor is standardized because Alawi is strong. Xayah will scale. And I'm not too worried about, obviously, Katarina if she's going, you know, AD build. That R will do a lot of physical damage there, but still. We can just focus on the armor component for now. Look at the speed through the river. Definitely a very Jeremy Clarkson, more speed moment, and you have it all. Thresh is like, I will hit the... He hits nothing. He hits absolutely nothing. He could be in the 70s, or 70s. He could be in the 60s and not even hit Will Chamberlain. Any NBA knowers? Hopefully someone knows that at least. Off we go then. So, Alawi's a little bit low. We have here the Evelyn. Can we 3v1? We'll hit that smite and try and get her, but there you see the issue, right? There's the issue. It can still not be enough. For some reason they go in, but we still get the stun on the Evelyn. Beautifully done. Nice turnaround. Didn't really need the pike, but we played it well. They also played it badly. We hit the E into the hook, into the stun, into the auto attacks, into the Qs, and make whatever noise you like. That's a champion that can do business. We've seen the 2v1. It's a Thresh Katarina. We've seen almost a 3v1 here at 18-19 minutes. And all we have are Black Cleaver and Jack Show. We look at this, we're like 435 health carved, 136 health drain, not much. But the raw stats of the item does enough. We smite into the E to guarantee that. We jank and pull. We'll get the stun afterwards. So that's a good example as well of ensuring that we get the stun after the ult also. Because that duration here, let's just click on that for you, will last longer than the suppression from the ultimate, so you can kind of do that. And obviously, the reduction of cooldown on this is based upon the duration of the crowd control that it causes. So the longer the crowd control, the bigger the cooldown refund, if you follow me. So really easy to use that twice in a fight as well, especially if you open with it. But here we used it basically after the R and got the double lockdown regardless. Aurelia finally kills someone. Kills the Thresh. We've gone back to our jungle here, so while you're talking about all the fancy uses of, you know, double E stuns in a row because of the cooldown refund and, you know, assassinating Katarinas, which we all enjoy, do be aware that when you sequence down here, back to camps here, you do so in games where you know you have control. Because in this particular case, obviously your teammate has the Herald, they can shove this, you got a huge gold lead, you see the Xayah down here, you can float down to this, that's all well and good. But in closer games, you know, especially when the whole team is going to be defending, you don't want to leave your team as a 4 versus their 5. They see you go away on a ward or they notice you're not there and then they engage and you lose that fight. And it happened on the gameplay channel, sorry, the coaching channel. This is the gameplay channel. Today with the Dyna Wukong thing. Close. So we see them on this, we're like, all right, we'll just show up here. We do hit that E onto the Xayah, we'll just make sure we kill her, then we'll R her, we'll have another E afterwards as well. The Xayah's gonna ult, we'll just keep fighting, we get the explosion, we hit that stun on the Evelyn instead. And again, we just auto Q and keep attacking and making sure that Q keeps coming off cooldown, and whenever this is up, we use it and get the stun. So, a lot of chain lockdown, a lot of shields, a lot of movement speed, a lot of percentage max HP damage in the physical and magic form. The champion is good, and in the meantime, our Herald will do a dance, I think. I mean, why do you hate life? Why do you hate things? Let her dance. Anyway, not much we can do about that, but what we can do is say, look, this is a hidden OP champion. You should play. Thank you very much for watching. Head to Virkayu.gg for your courses and coaching, and as always, I will see you all the next time this champion is meta, which will most likely be in the rework.